held in Lagos yesterday, Tuesday, 9th of December, has thrown their weight behind the call for state police and death penalty for kidnappers as a way of addressing the multifaceted security challenges in the country. The summit, which was held, or rather, which was made towards a limited front against insecurity, held in a major key resolution, which they feel its follow-through would indeed have far-reaching resolutions to deal with the present security bedevil in the country. One of such was an audacious proposal put forward that the federal government should immediately commence the building of a protective fence and wall along the borders with Niger, Chad, Cameroon, and Benin Republic. Another major one is that the federal government should, as a thing of urgency, allow assistance from any foreign intervention that will help Nigeria to crush the kidnappers, bandits, and terrorists ravaging the country, provided the terms are clear and Nigerian sovereignty and of rules of engagement are being respected. Now, with these resolutions, there is a feeling that the country will return to an era of peace and stability. But the major question on dialogue is, will such resolution truly help to change the narrative? And will the federal government align to such reaching resolution? Well, these and more as it concerns dealing with the insecurity in the land is what this edition of Dialogue is all about. And that is addressing insecurity in the country. And that's what we're looking at as a major discourse today on the show. We're looking at addressing the growing insecurity in the country, especially looking at that very summit that was held yesterday in the Southwest, when major governors and critical stakeholders had that brief understanding when a whole lot of resolutions were put forward to see if implemented, then there would indeed be a change of narrative in the country. But anyway, we're not in the Southwest, but rather right here in the Niger Delta, and in no other but Atlantic TV, beautiful headquarters, studios. And we have a guest that will be helping us look at the internet. We have no other person but Mr. Austin Wuseba, JP. Now, good morning and welcome to the show, sir.
Good morning, Michael. Thank you for having me.
Now, honestly, when we monitored the meeting yesterday, it was indeed an enlarged security summit meeting yesterday that had far-reaching resolutions as it concerns dealing with the insecurity. But before we indeed look at those resolutions and see if really it will help us change the narrative as it concerns insecurity in the country, I'm now being a bit forced to ask or curious to ask, how did we get here? Yes, it's a question. How did we degenerate to this level that we're now having meetings back and forth, trying to see how we can resolve issues, having foreign nationals or countries coming to the shores of this land to help us see how they can strengthen our security architecture? So my question, is it a lack of political will that has brought us here, or other major issues put together that have made insecurity more of a problem to us now than ever before?
Michael, thank you. You know, one of the, like you rightly said, how did we get to this
place of insecurity?
There's been conversation around good governance.
Okay.
There's been conversation raised around good governance, accountability, job creation, wealth creation, education. Okay. These have been conversations that have been ongoing. And the government seems to have kept a deaf ears. Mute to these conversations. We, as a government, when conversations are being raised on accountability, good governance, and all that, and we seems not to care, things will degenerate to this level. No employment for our youths.
Okay.
There's absolutely so much poverty in our land. Look at our GDP.
Yeah.
Even before our minimum wage was increased from the 30,000 to 70,
Yes.
you find out that people were poorly paid. Workers were poorly paid in our climate, Nigeria. It's a sad thing that a parent will train a child from the primary, secondary to the university, tertiary level. The child comes out of this institution, there are no jobs. Industries were winding down in our country. In the Kaduna, you used to have Textile, you have to have Peugeot, Fan. You know, there were so many industries that were winding up in Michelin in our clime. Come to our, like we say, let's leave the south or other region, come to our south, our Delta, Niger Delta. We have DSC winding up, NNPC, they're not doing anything. Shell packed out of the Delta State. The oil companies that used to be a kind of bring succor to our people.
More of a
lifeline. No, nothing to talk about. The NPA in Warri is not functioning. So when there are no jobs in the land, people seem to look for alternative means to survive.
So you mean it was an issue of deaf ear being paid to some of these narrative that was put forward and had brought us now to this heightened insecurity that we're now facing?
That is
bad governance.
Bad governance.
Okay, well, anyway, as much as you've made that clear and we've put that on the table, it is only necessary that we tend to really look at some of the far-reaching resolutions that many are beginning to kick around, especially in the Southwest, trying to see how these resolutions can indeed help us resolve the issues. And I want us to now look at the resolutions because of time. Now, one of the major resolutions that was put forward yesterday was the issue of state police, which has been on the front burner for a couple of years now due to insecurity. And if we look at our statistics of federal police at the moment, we have between 370,000 to 371,800 police personnel. Which, if you now translate it to how it is in manning Nigerians, you are talking of one police officer to 600 citizens, which is far below the United Nations average of one police officer to 450 civilians. So my question, do you see state police, apart from just helping to show up the numbers of having the required police, but do you see them as indeed what we truly need to help us change the narrative as it concerns under policing and having enough police to deal with the insecurity within the country?
Mike, the conversation surrounding state police has been on the front burner.
For a pretty long time now.
Fine, there've been argument for and against.
Most certainly.
On state police, as it is. They have the school of thoughts that we argue that our governors will hijack it and use them as
ready tools
against their political opponents. That is one school of thought, one aspect of it. Then also there is the merit of this conversation, this argument, whereby if we have state police, we know our environment. You understand?
Yes.
And again, it will increase the number of policing as relates to the United Nations policing ratio. When we engage our locals to recruit them into state police, well, you are not going to bring people from another state as your state police.
But there's I don't understand, but there's every evidence that we are under policed.
Of course, there's evidence that we are under police.
Okay. Let's take that.
You see the IG saying we are withdrawing VIP guards back to base so that they can be deployed for protection of citizens. There's an argument, sir, that you see, when we secure our environment, there will be no need for you to carry private security guards or police escorts. Because protection is for every citizen. It's not just for VIPs. Let's secure our place. Let's provide adequate security. You know that, there are sometimes you travel to outside the shores of Nigeria. You can take a walk at night. But today, in our local, or in our community here, it's difficult to take a walk for fear of criminality, bandits, armed robbers, pocket pickers, and all that. You don't know what will happen to you. I travel abroad. I take public transportation. But here, I'm afraid to take public transport. We hear so many stories of people things being stolen from keke, hijacked from our local transport. So there is no internal security, adequate internal security. We must provide security for every Nigerian, every Delta, and every citizen. Once we are secure, what's the need for you to get a police escort? You can decide to take a walk from your neighborhood to a supermarket to wherever. But when we are not properly secured, then there is a problem. Then, like we're saying, the IG was calling for withdrawal of VIA police. If you want to, security is expensive, Michael.
Yeah.
If you want to secure yourself personally, if you feel you are a VIP, you want to secure yourself, I'm the advocate that let us begin private security organizations who will carry arms. So those VIPs that want security, we pay heavily for that. Once we have licensed organizations that carry arms and they have trained security guards. Let VIP patronize them so that our police will be enough for us.
Okay, because Mr. President talked about having NSCDC officials helping to protect VIPs. But let's leave that for now and come back to the issue of state police.
Yeah.
Do you see it happening anytime soon?
Michael, just recently, the North, they met, and one of their resolution was that state policing should be encouraged.
And for them, it looks as if they were the ones holding every other.
They were holding every other person out before, but now they've seen, because there's what is happening today in the North. One, it will discourage investors.
Okay.
That
you're talking about the heightened insecurity.
The heightened insecurity. You won't want to put your money where there is insecurity. You want to invest in an environment that is secured. So the leadership in the North are beginning to understand that, what is happening in the North today, it is sending a wrong signal. Okay. Michael, first, within us in Nigeria here, you wouldn't want your child to go to the North for NYSC. Yeah. Gone are the days where children, you travel as freely as it used to be. It's not like that again in Nigeria. Yeah. Interstate travel is something that is going into extinction because nobody wants to hit the road where there is crime. I had a pastor, Dunamis church in Abuja. On one of the social media platforms, in his message to his congregants, he was saying that if there's no reason for you to travel for this Christmas to your state, please don't go because of insecurity. Normally, traditionally, we see our people, they travel from the north to the east, to the south, to the west.
During this festive
period to facilitate with their families. You understand? But the consideration of insecurity in our climate is making people to shelve that unnecessary travel. So it's not good for us. And it's not good for business.
Okay, well, anyway, if you feel that will definitely increase us being secured, I want us to look at another major resolution that was taken yesterday.
Yeah.
And finally, or rather, they put their weight behind the death penalty for those that kidnap. But we do know that our federal law, like the Terrorism Prevention Act, as amended, is life imprisonment for anybody that in every way restrict your movement, detain your movement, or threaten you, it is life imprisonment.
Yeah.
But they feel it's far too less and has not deterred the numbers of kidnapping we've had. So my question, do you feel a death penalty will change the narrative rather than having it life sentence, but death penalty will make some of these persons have a rethink before really committing that crime?
I am also in support of reviewing our laws.
Okay.
And, with what is happening presently, death penalty seems to be also a way whereby we can, how do I put it, we can deter criminality. It should be included, it should be reviewed and included in our penal codes. Again, I also feel that we should strengthen security.
Okay.
Our security agencies should be properly strengthened, trained, equipped for the modern day challenges.
Okay.
You understand? Because if we ask, are there challenges? There are. There are challenges. So we're in the 21st century, whereby technology is the main thing. With the AI revolution, with the advancement in internet and all that, there's a need for us to strengthen our security apparatus.
Okay.
Train them, equip them, deploy them, properly pay them. With all this put in place and with what the National Assembly is doing, with all this conversation around, including death penalty into our penal code as a means to deter criminality or reduce criminality, it's good.
Okay, now, in case you're joining us, yes, it's Dialogue on Atlantic TV, Viewpoint it is. And today we're looking at some of the far-reaching resolution that we got from the South West Security Critical Meeting that had major critical stakeholders having that very summit. And major resolutions were put forward, some of the resolutions which are already in the public space as it concerns discussion around it. But some other major ones that is coming on board, especially as it concerns the resolution. And one I want us to now look at is the issue of that very call. They called on the federal government to ascertain of importance, help build wall, border wall between Nigeria and Niger, Nigeria and Chad, Nigeria and Cameroon, and Nigeria and Benin. And all of this audacious plan is put forward because of our lack of securing ourselves. We have a very major porous border. If you look at all our entry points, we on Dialogue, we always do our research. We have about 1,400 illegal routes. And out of these 1,400 illegal routes that some of these criminals use in accessing Nigeria, we have only 84 where we have official entry points, which puts us at 95% on secured or manned entry points into the country, which is a large one. Now, my question is a 2 points.
Okay.
My first question is this audacious plan going to really deter most of these persons from coming into the country? That's number one. And number two, should we say our lack of having a secure border has in every way contributed immensely in the growth of insecurity in the country?
Okay. Michael, I will take your first question. If building a wall around our borders,
yes, would in any way help
out. One, is our border, our borders porous? Yes.
Okay.
You understand? Let's focus. Our borders porous?
Yes.
Yes, they are porous. And through these corridors, illegal arms, short arms, they flow into our country. persons flow into our country.
Yeah.
We don't have a current data of Nigerians. So when foreigners mingle among us, we don't even know them. When foreigners come into our clime, because there's no identification, we have identity problem, we have data collection problem. So people can easily come in through these porous
entry
points and mingle freely among Nigerians. And the way people come in, that is our arms, light arms and major arms come into our country. So, to build a wall around, if it will help, it will help. It will stem the inflow of migrants coming into Nigeria. Likewise, to some extent, stem the inflow of light arms and weapons into the country. So, it's a good one. Michael, you see, when President Trump of the United States came in his first tenure, he said, let us build a wall around our borders.
Especially between Mexico.
Apart from stopping immigrants from entering America freely, to stem the drug inflow into the United States. It seems laughable then, but when you come to think about it, it was doing the right thing. So bringing it to Nigeria is a welcome development.
Okay, well, anyway, if you feel that audacious plan is a welcome development that we need to do, my next question, you brought out the issue of Trump and his plan of putting a wall between himself and Mexico. One of the reasons that plan did not fall through, or one of the reasons that...
It fall through, it's going on. No?
Yes, I do understand.
The
one of the teething problem there was the cost, which he said he would translate the cost to Mexico.
To Mexico, yeah.
Now, that's where my question is
now.
The problem is, can we truly fund a wall on our borders between we and Niger, we and Chad, we and Cameroon, when we have little or nothing to go by? And the reason I'm asking this, as of present, we are a debt of 152 trillion naira, which is approximately 100 billion United States dollars in debt. So my question, do we even have the fund to erect such walls? Or are we, just like Trump did, going to tax our neighbors that are already having major issues with to help us fund that? Because in every way, we are not just protecting ourselves, we're also protecting them. So will it make any sense if we go through this audacious plan on our own?
Michael.
And do we have the fund for it?
Michael,
it's a question.
When you have a challenge, you have to go to the drawing board. Even in your immediate family. If you are confronted with a challenge, except you want to open your eyes and let the challenges consume you. If you are confronted with any challenge, you go back to your drawing board and make plans, budgets. Is this particular fund necessary for now? No. Do we channel this fund to this to secure ourselves? Yes. I read somewhere, Mike, where somebody was saying, instead of the what is this road they call it, the road from Lagos to Calabar, that the Ministry of Works and the President they are doing. Why don't we abandon that and face fencing?
Coastal road.
The coastal road here, the coastal road. Why don't we abandon the coastal road and face the fencing of our borders? That is one. Then, we have so many leakages. I think the other time we spoke about the central bank saying certain funds were not remitted. You understand? Let's block leakages. Those gaps, when you put a block to such gaps where, when we are talking about fighting corruption is one of the major players in Nigeria, let's block those gaps. There will be funds recovered for such projects. And we now come back to our drawing board and say, the money we spend in purchasing arms, once we see that inflows of illegal ammunition are coming into Nigeria, some of this money can also go into this fencing, which will stem the purchase of certain equipments. So we must come back home and look at ourselves. How do we generate this fund? Mind you, the northern leaders that met in Kaduna just recently, they fashioned how to raise fund for the security trust fund that was set up across the states. So that also can be done as to fence our border. Put proper documentation for citizens in place. If it means carrying an ID card, because as it is now, it is frightening. It is terribly frightening to travel from one point to another point in Nigeria. If you are current with recent happening in Asaba, a judge was killed in a house. A retired justice was killed in a house by our own security guard, according to the investigation going on. Who are the people securing most of us? Boys coming from the north. How are we sure some of them are Nigerians? They are all in our neighborhoods, in our houses. I have in my own house. We change them now and often and off, every time or the other. How are we sure some of them are Nigerians? You understand? So these are challenges confronting us that need urgent solutions.
Okay, well, anyway, as much as you feel that will also help, I want us to look at some other also in major resolutions.
Okay.
And one I want us to look at is one that has been in the front burner in very recent time.
Okay.
And is the issue of having foreign assistance. Just yesterday, we do know that or day before yesterday, some critical stakeholders arrived in Nigeria from the United States of America and had a major security meeting with the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu.
Yeah.
And, well, we have been hearing some major teaching points or talking point of that very meeting. Now, just like I said yesterday, during that very summit, they told the federal government of Nigeria to indeed, as a thing of urgency, allow foreign assistance as in form of security assistance in any dimension, be it via technology, be it via information gathering. They requested for such. So my next question is, this has been the front burner for a while. Should we seek U.S. assistance? Should U.S. come take action or not? And let's look at the issue of foreign interference and foreign help coming in. Is it a way to go?
Mike, you see, I would say that Nigeria is at war internally. You know, this is a war situation. As powerful and as wealthy as Russia is, when they are fighting with Ukraine, they seek foreign assistance.
Yeah. Putin has been traveling around.
They want
North Korea, Iran,
North Korea, China. You know, there is no country that is confronted with a war situation that will not need help. The sophistication of the weapons, the bandits, and the Boko Haram sets they carry. You know, sometimes from information we hear, they are more sophisticated than the weapons that most of our soldiers are using. Fine. Most times, the security people, when I mean the security people, are military, DSS, and whatever. They might not divulge some of the information at their disposal because the security situation. You understand? So, to call for foreign assistance, yes, we need to call for foreign assistance now because it's a dire situation. It's a dire situation where citizens are being slaughtered,
On a daily basis.
On a daily basis, you hear kidnap and all that. They go to schools, kidnap children. How they kidnap 100 and over 100 and something children is, you understand?
It's mind-blowing.
It's mind blowing. How can we also carry that number of children? How did they carry them? Which route did they take? You understand? So we have come to a situation where it has overwhelmed us. So we need foreign assistance, sharing of information, information gathering. You understand? Use of modern technological equipment to confront these criminals.
Yeah.
So your question that do we need foreign assistance? Yes,
Now,
we need.
You just stated the obvious. You feel we need foreign assistance. But there's this question of sovereignty. Just recently, there was a coup d'etat in Benin, which Nigeria participated in bringing or resolving it. But also, we also have a problem now with Burkina Faso when one of our jets were impounded and some officers or military personnel also held. Now, we're talking about the issue of sovereignty, which is critical in any country. Now, if we allow countries like the United States to come and have a free flow in dealing with the issues of insecurity, the question of sovereignty still comes. Would it not indeed affect our sovereignty?
Michael, let me see. When we're talking about
the
issue of sovereignty,
this
is not an invasion.
Which is a sitting problem.
This is not an invasion.
Okay.
You're not invading your country.
Okay.
You understand? What we're saying is we are requesting for their assistance.
So it's like just like what Benin requested for our assistance.
So it will pass through diplomatic channel and legal channels.
Okay.
You understand? Then we come to the issue of our foreign policy.
Yeah.
What is our foreign policy as it relates to seeking for foreign assistance with regards to fighting insecurity? So this is America is not coming to invade us, or we are not, any other Western nation is coming to invade us. We are overwhelmed with the challenges in our climate. We are now seeking for foreign assistance. So there must be engagement between both countries. So when there are engagement between both countries, every legal documents, everything that has to be signed will be signed. So there will be treaties signed up between both countries. So the issue of sovereignty does not come in.
Because what the United States President Donald Trump said was he will come into the country blazing and firing. And it's going to be swift, quick, but deadly.
Our president, we will give it to President Tinubu after the President Trump issued those threats. You know, if you find that our president did not say anything, he has not officially responded to Trump. Rather, he went back to his drawing board and started working. You understand? Well, you see that he set up some committees to interface with the United States.
Being led by the NSA.
Being led by the NSA. They've traveled to the United States. The United States members of Congress members just came into Nigeria just recently. So there's engagement between both.
Which is needed.
Which is needed.
And critical in dealing with the
issue. As we are saying now, is very critical and urgent. The situation, you see, just yesterday at the National Assembly, senators raised the issue of the increase in air travel.
Yes.
They were saying the cost has increased, local flights,
of course,
has increased by 400%. A lot of Nigerians no longer have trust in our road transport system because of the insecurity. Bedeviling our roads. So everybody is using the air. and the transport
It's expensive.
is expensive. There was an outcry yesterday in the Senate.
Yeah.
The Minister of Aviation
Has been summoned.
has been summoned, and all
Fan.
the stakeholders in the aviation industry. What is raising these issues is insecurity bedeviling us. Michael, you see, there was a time my child wanted to. My child, after secondary school, she was like, Daddy, I want to study aviation. Or an aviation school in Zaria, Kaduna State.
Kaduna, to be precise.
To be precise. And as at that time, there was an attack on the ND, the Nigeria Defense Academy
itself. Yeah.
itself. There was an attack on the Nigeria Defense Academy. I looked at my wife and we discussed it. Can we send our daughter, our child, to the north in Kaduna, since she's schooling, and go to sleep?
It's not possible.
It's not possible. Because of that reason, we denied our child
that
opportunity. And even going abroad was very expensive. So now, if you have a child, let's say in Kaduna or Abuja, would you, as a father, put your child in a transport bus or vehicle from that place to Delta or Edo State? With what we are hearing and seeing. So, these things call for action. There is a call for action. Immediate action. The president aborted the G20 summit in South Africa and sent his vice because he wants to be in charge of the situation.
Okay.
It's not a time for jamboree. This is a time that we must find every means possible to secure our country in addressing the security situation.
Now, you talked about the president taking critical steps, and one of the steps he took, undermining it is now coming to our feelers, is the issue of changing the defense minister. And when I mean into our feelers, it was said that Badaru resigned, but we now also learned that he was pressured to resign. And the coming of the new defense minister, former CDS, Christopher Musa. Now, I want us to look at that. Has his coming changed the narrative? In your own assessment, would he do a better job in dealing with this growing insecurity?
Michael, you know,
knowing that he was the former CDS.
Call it resign due to due health or pressure to resign. You know, these are times that we must take critical actions.
Yeah.
I recall that during his screening at the National Assembly of the Senate, one of the issues, he issued there was a statement that I like that he made. Told the officers that have been deployed to various formations. Some said they are waiting for last order. I said, which last order are you waiting for? Shoot, kill before you are being killed. From the moment you are deployed, you have been given order to protect yourself and protect our country.
Yeah.
So there's nothing like you are waiting for an order again to come. Before now, we have not had such explanations.
Okay.
Yes, sir. These are coming into light. And mind you, if you go through the resume of General Musa and his antecedents, you find out that he is a result-oriented fellow.
A result-oriented fellow.
Yes. So, these times need critical action. Practical. There's no time for theory.
So do you say he's the man for the job?
They've engaged him. You understand? Let's see how we handle the situation on ground. And mind you, Musa has also mentioned fencing of our borders. General Musa has mentioned fencing of our border as a means to curb insecurity and inflow of illegal migrants and inflow of light weapons coming into our country. So, you know that he's a man ready for the job. Vis-a-vis seeking for international help, cooperation, as we might call it, so that we nip this issue that is bothering us now.
Okay, now, still talking about doing this, I know if you're just joining us, you've missed a great deal. We're almost out of time talking about dealing with the present insecurity and looking at some major critical resolutions that were held, or rather put forward from that very meeting that was held yesterday in the Southwest, where not just governors, but traditional rulers and also other critical stakeholders as it concerns security all gathered and at the end came out with those resolutions. Well, anyway, they talked about the issue of death penalty for kidnapping with that of state police, and also highlighted a need to fence our borders, which has over the years been so porous that many persons feel even after chasing these bandits to a certain place, they always tend to cross over into the other countries. And indeed, you do know we can't go after them, knowing about issue of sovereignty. And that's what we've had, and the resolution we've been looking at since, like you do know, we still have no other person but Mr. Austin Wuseva, JP. Now, I know time is not a friend. My PD is already letting me know that we're almost out of time. But anyway, we still have a few time to talk about this, and that's where I want us to go. I would have loved us to talk about something that is happening now as it concerns Delta and insecurity, but I want us to leave that, but look at Joe. Yes, the Delta State government recently, because that's where we are.
Yeah.
If we do not come home, then what benefit?
We must come home, yeah.
Now, the Delta State government, just in October, launched a security trust fund.
Yeah.
One that they felt would indeed also help us secure our borders, our entry point, and not only that, but deal with the growing insecurity within our different metropolises. Now, I want us to look at that. We are in this festive period. Many will say the most heightened time, especially as it concerns insecurity in the South, is during this period. But let's look at it. What do you feel the Delta State government needs to do as it concerns dealing with insecurity in the state? And we've heard little or almost nothing from the trust fund since it's launched. So, but what for your own assessment needs to be done to help us also better secure ourselves, rather than waiting for the federal government to do so?
Yeah, Michael, like I've mentioned here before.
Yes.
You know, as it relates to Delta State,
Yeah.
and with the security trust fund that was recently launched. You know, I've said before now that strengthen the security apparatus.
Okay. Should strengthen it.
Strengthen them. Train.
In how? Okay. In what way?
Train.
Okay.
Equip.
Okay.
Deploy.
Okay.
Better equip them. And I'm also advocate for proper payment.
Proper payment.
Salary payment.
Okay. As of when due?
Yes, as of when due. You understand? Then, again, engage community leaders.
Okay.
As a means of securing our place. Let's say be engagement.
Okay.
Then we must address the issue of poverty in our states. We must address the issue of poverty. You see, if the Delta State government look into this issue of addressing poverty, to some extent, it will stem criminality. Then engage community leaders, stakeholders on how best we can handle the issue of insecurity in our state, not in the country.
Okay, in our state, sorry.
Not just for this season of this Yuletide season,
Yeah.
but going forward.
Okay.
You understand? So when you equip our security apparatus, engage community stakeholders, have conversations with them, traditional rulers should come in. Information sharing, gathering and sharing is very important. If you see something, say something. It should be channels at which we can share information.
Yeah.
And we also putting apparatus in place that those who share information should be protected.
Okay.
So people will be willing to share informations, because we have seen situations where people share informations and the people they share information about knows who shared the information about them. That is not a good thing at all.
Okay.
So there should be protection for those sharing informations. We must put a mechanism in place for that. Very important. How to share information. So Deltans will now know that if you see something, say something. If you see somebody that is strange, a new face in your area, share the information. And because another major thing is as regards the equipping.
Yeah.
You understand? And training. Our response system should be swift.
Okay.
Once there's an issue of
a distress call.
if there's a distress call, we must make it such a way that within 5 minutes, 10 minutes, there's response.
Okay.
And this response comes with the police, the medical team. We form this crop of team. Let me digress a little. If you go to the international circle, like you travel abroad, some people will argue that there's crime in the US, there's crime in the UK. Fine, there's crime. But Michael, if you shoot a gun in the UK, you are sure that you'll be caught. They will come with everything to chase after you. Horse, vehicles, bike, plane, helicopters.
If need be.
They will come with every instrument to look for you. So, if our response system is swift, somebody that is planning crime, at the back of his mind, he will know that if I'm going on this mission, I will die.
Yeah.
To some extent, it will deter them from embarking on such journeys. When you know that you are not coming back alive on the particular journey you are going to, I tell you, it will reduce people who want to take such risks, because taking your loot home and enjoying your loot encourages crime.
More of it.
Oh, so if I go into this particular kidnapping or whatever, and I get money from it, I can enjoy my loot. Others want to follow suit.
Yeah, of course.
But once they know, and it becomes a thing that in Delta State, if you go for any form of criminality, the security agency will chase after you and catch you, and you cannot escape the arms of the law. Man, it will, to a long extent, reduce crime in our state.
Well, anyways, what better way to top it up rather than seeking an advice, or rather helping to see what direction we need to take as a people, especially in Delta State, the big heart, to deal with the issue of insecurity. But you know, talking about insecurity is a topic that seems to be endless.
It's inexhaustive.
Yeah.
We continue to raise the conversation.
Come on, because
as you raise the conversation, you profess
solutions to follow, which I enjoyed, or rather we've enjoyed in your own analysis and giving us that really solution.
Yeah, thank you.
But I feel the best thing for us to do now is to truly thank you and appreciate you.
Welcome,
your busy schedule, you still had that time to come and talk about something that's critical to all of us, and that is the issue of insecurity. I will really say we appreciate you. I was talking of no other person but Mr. Austin Owunseba, JP, for really coming through and doing this with us. We truly appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for honoring our invitation. And you know, we always will leave a twist.
Yes.
We'll definitely be looking
I always find my time to come
to talk about really critical issues
in our buffet. Yes.
Well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, it's more like a wrap on the show today. You do know that it really never ends here. I will always advise you that if you have comment, contributions, and reactions, please do send them to our different social media platforms. They're already there on your screen. Let's get the conversation going. Let's understand what needs to be done. All these resolutions being put forward by the Southwest critical stakeholders just yesterday, would they in every way, if aligned by this government or if being put through by this government, would they in every way help, if not totally eradicate, but indeed curb the growing insecurity that seems to be facing us, or rather bedeviling this great country? And indeed, an embarrassing one to us, knowing that other countries are beginning to put an advisory, travel advisory, especially as it concerns coming to Nigeria. Well, all of that is what we'd like to get. Remember, your comments and reactions are really, really appreciative of us, and we always enjoy so. But what we'll do now is go on a break, and you do know the news will come around the hour. And when it comes to trending, come on, Messi has a whole lot. Let's go on a break.